Let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go, 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 go! 6! It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filter, no fluff, just The Rush.
Willis Automotive. We're in Roscoe. Willis Automotive powers the Rush Radio Show, and if you're in the market for a vehicle, this is where you start. New, used, or certified pre-owned, Willis Automotive has the selection you want and need. The people and the service to make it easy. No pressure, no games, just a team that knows how to take care of you. Check them out at willisauto.com. That's willisauto.com, and experience the difference today. Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year. Glad you're with us on this second day of January. I hope your 2026 is off to an amazing start. Ours has already kind of hit a snag. Ross was sitting there and ready to go on with me. We had a nice pre-show meeting, and literally 2 seconds before I went on the air, he disappeared. I don't know where he went to, but we're here. I'll be hanging out with you. And you can keep me company at 515-517-2303. That is the number to call. Coming up today, we got the Iowa Lottery Weekly Woohoo. And lots of stuff to talk about. But wow, what a night in college football. What a weekend in college football. If you like college football, if you love college football, you had to look at the weekend, starting with the Iowa game on the 31st. And then you had the playoff games yesterday that remind us, a college football playoff is awesome, including last night's game between Ole Miss and Georgia. All I can say is hotty toddy. Hotty toddy, man. That's where I'm going. And we could start with Indiana because they're the Big Ten team, but Ole Miss right now is the story of the college football playoff. What this team has been through over the last month is just absolutely insane. From your head coach leaving you, quitting on you, taking a different job in the same conference, to the offensive staff being rated, but yet being allowed to coach and be part of the team through the playoff, which obviously Lane Kiffin probably didn't think was going to be very long, because there's now speculation that with the portal opening today and recruiting that needs to take place, that some of these staff members may not be allowed to even be part of the upcoming bowl game, which is absolutely crazy. But I asked Ross before we went on the air, I said, who's the Cinderella of this college football playoff? Is it Miami, which is the 10 seed, or is it Ole Miss, even though it only had one loss, even though it was a high seed? It's the storyline of Ole Miss that is incredible, Ross. And I'm gonna say Ole Miss is the Cinderella of this college football playoff.
You nailed the main reason why. I mean, it's really hard to have Miami as a Cinderella in your brain. It's just when Michael Irvin's on all fours barking like a dog, it's hard to go, oh yeah, the underdog. The Cinderella story. The team we never. So I think it's Ole Miss, but there's probably a couple different reasons I think that people would put as why Ole Miss. The coach leaving, and you root for those kids, and you root for the people that stuck around, and maybe you root for it to be kind of stuck to Lane Kiffin a little bit, that he walked away from something this great. I just saw Williams put out a tweet last night that said, or maybe it was a Facebook post, said Lane Kiffin walked away from a Final Four team to potentially win a national title.
Because he's getting paid like it. He got a $500,000 bonus for Ole Miss winning last night.
Wild time. What a wild time. They're paying the coach that left them, that's recruiting against them, that's going to be coaching against them in their conference. They're paying him $500,000. Same amount of money that Iowa State paid not to play in a bowl game. They're paying a coach that's in it. We live in fucking bizarro world, dude. When you say this stuff out loud, you have to pause halfway and go, there's no way this is true. There's no way they're paying the coach that they're playing in spite of. They probably have one of those major league cutouts of Lane Kiffin inside of the locker room that they're ripping off pieces of clothing of, right? They hate the guy. He's absolute public enemy number one in the state. Cut him your check. So you can steal more. So you can steal more grocery baskets.
It's absolutely incredible. I can't imagine what that locker room is going through. Right? I mean, what it's gone through the last month to have your coach leave on you, to be basically. Then you have these assistants that come back and are helping you prepare, and they wanted to be a part of it. A lot of them had said, "Hey, we'll go to LSU, but if you say we can't coach in this, we're probably going to stay at Ole Miss," because there is something for that.
You see that clarification? LSU is paying him the $500.
LSU. Right. That's the but that's even more bizarro. You have LSU paying a coach to win games he's not coaching. 515-517-2303. Let's go to the phones right away. Dan is waiting to talk to us. Dan, welcome to the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. What's going on, Dan?
Good morning.
What's up, Dan?
Good to be back with you again this morning.
Good to have you here.
Couple things. I'll start off with. Let's go to the Hawkeye game. If that punter for the other team doesn't go across the line and commit that penalty, and then Hawkeyes turn around and score right away, what does that do for the attitude of the other team going right into halftime? What do you think?
That changes the dynamic of that game greatly. I mean, that touchdown is huge. Couple things happened there, Dan, that were kind of interesting. I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen that penalty before where a punter crosses the line of scrimmage. I've seen a quarterback do that. I've never seen a punter do it. And I guess not until they announced, not until they came on and said it's a 5-yard penalty from the previous down, from the previous spot. My brother and I looked at each other. We're like, that's Hawkeye football on the 10-yard line.
I mean, that was essentially a fumble. That's a turnover, right?
It is. It's exactly that's exactly what we looked at it. That was an interesting one. The other one, Dan, that was new to me, and because you're right, that punt changes the trajectory of that game big time. The other one that was new to me was when the Hawks had the ball on the goal line, and they continue to there's defensive offsides and defensive offside. When the announcer said, you know, at some point the officials can just award the Hawkeyes a touchdown. Did you hear them say that?
I did.
I did, yeah.
I almost kind of wanted that to happen just to see what that looks like.
False start on the offense. They've done 4 in a row. We can't move the ball anymore. Touchdown, Iowa. That would have been bizarre, which I would have loved to see. I love chaos like that.
One of my do asked, who gets the credit for the touchdown? Do they go over to Kirk Ferentz and say, hey, do you just want to run a play with no defense out there? I don't know I want to know how that would have worked, but anyway, you're right, Dan. That punt was whatever you would call it. That penalty on the punt was a big change.
And then the quick strike by the Hawkeyes right after that was just solidified that Hawkeyes continue to be tight end university. And what a great game. What a great game. The next one I'd like to bring up, if I have the time, is the game last night. With the Ole Miss Cinderella story with their quarterback coming up and winning the D2 championship and then coming through and playing. Can we please get the universities to start paying more attention to these younger programs, especially when it comes to the transfer portal? Because, you know, there's going to be a large amount of players now that are going to be looking at the portal and saying, okay, I've proven myself at the I don't want to say lower level, but at this level, can I get more attention when it comes to joining a D1 school?
Amen to that, Dan. And it's interesting. And thanks for the phone call. I appreciate that. We're going to talk about Trinidad Chambliss here pretty soon. But I was watching a lot of football yesterday. As a matter of fact, I don't think I have bed sores from just sitting on a couch all day yesterday watching football, which was glorious. But, you know, Miami, its running back, started at North Dakota State. He's an Omaha Creighton prep grad, went to North Dakota State, transferred to Miami, hell of a running back. I was watching the Texas Tech game, even though Texas Tech got beat. We'll get to that game in a bit. A number of players from North Dakota State on that team as well. Trinidad Chambliss, since we started off the show talking about Ole Miss, an amazing story. And credit Lane Kiffin for for finding this guy. It's about evaluating talent. It's about looking at these guys going, hey, look at this guy at the Division II level. We think he can help us. So they go down to the Division II level. He led Ferris State to a Division II national championship, and he takes over the starting job halfway through the season. I think it was actually the first Georgia game. And last night, Ross, 30 of 46, 362 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, was not rattled. And there is talent out there. You have to find it. You have to scout for it. You have to be aware of it. You have to look at all the crevices, and those are the stories we love. I mean, you look at a guy like Trinidad Chambliss who starts every game. He talked about this. He's done this every single game since high school. Him and his mom meet before the game, and they share a moment. And they showed the moment last night. And you're like, this kid was playing in front of 500 people.
Hundreds of people.
Yes, hundreds, not thousands, hundreds. But yeah, if you want to go find people in the portal, go to Division II. Go to FCS. They're out there.
Good call,
They're
Dan.
out there.
Will it change that? You know, like Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy goes out and he has the great start to his career that he's had. Right? Do quarterback analysts now look at it and go, "Oh my gosh, we'd rather have a guy that's 6'1" than 6'4"? No. Does this change? Like, you know, is the starting quarterback for Iowa Western now a hotter commodity than Rocco Becht?
No.
I agree with Dan. I want to be clear. I agree with Dan. It doesn't ever change anything. You know what I mean? That's what I'm getting at is we see these things and we go, oh, this is going to open some eyes. You know, we see a Kurt Signetti and we go, oh, this is going to change things. They're going to start hiring guys that, oh, it's just retreads? Oh, okay.
Because you go, oh, that's the exception, not the rule. And you might be correct, but
there's truth there too.
It's kind of like when you watch Moneyball. When Art Howe had a hard time getting on board with what was going on, you're like, that's not the way it's done. I've been doing this a long time. I've been managing baseball a long time. You don't win this way. And then the A's start winning, and you start believing in it. But they're still like, well, he's still our cleanup hitter. He's this guy. And if you're a scout, if you're a coach, you're going after players, you're always going to fall back. Yeah, but that's the FCS level. That's the Division II level. Can you really play SEC football? Can you really play Big Ten football? Can you play Big 12 football? And that's gonna rattle around in your mind. And it's a good question to ask yourself. But just know that there is talent out there. You have to go find it. You have to believe in it, and you have to be a very good evaluator of that talent.
You know where Ferris State is?
Ferris State, is that it's either in Ohio or Michigan?
Good job. Big Rapids, Michigan.
Okay.
Did you see Nicholas wrote this in, says, hey, maybe he did some fact checking for us, doing Justin Miller's job, basically working Justin out of a job. Thank you for that, Nicholas. We appreciate that. Anything we can do to have less Justin. He says Ferris State had over 5,000 fans at its home opener in the past season. Damn. Ferris State. Look at Big Rapids showing up for their home university.
Going straight to Google. He played in front of more of hundreds of fans.
That's just so boring. Ferris State with the most common and boring mascot of all time. They're the Bulldogs.
So you're saying Drake is boring?
It's not a unique name.
It's not unique. It's not unique.
We got some other really cool ones in this state. Hawkeyes, Cyclones. Those are one of a kind. The Panthers is cool. The purple. It might not be your thing. I like it. Always did. And I love Drake University. This is not a knock on Drake University. Nobody there picked the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and they've been the Bulldogs for as many years as we can remember.
This is not a personal knock on anybody. It's a fact. It's the most common nickname on the planet. And I was really hoping that Ferris State would have something cool. Why not be the Ferrets? It's right there. Balls at the rim.
when halftime hit last night, Ole Miss was down 21-12. They had some bad clock management, and you just thought, the way it was going, Georgia was going to roll in the second half. And then they found a way just to stick around. Just stick around. And you're like, this might happen. And I forget what the actual number is. Justin will probably come on and correct me later. Or you might even have it right now. Georgia does not blow leads in the fourth quarter. Just does not happen. I
didn't see anything pop up last night, but you're going to be right about that.
Kirby Smart has won like 75 straight games when leading in the fourth quarter. And I'm just, I'm putting myself, my 55-year-old self into a locker room with 18 to 22-year-old kids. Again, what are you thinking? You're down to Georgia. You'd already lost to Georgia. Your coach who recruited you, brought you in, is gone. Is this the way the season ends? It would be easy just to say, screw it. We're done. You just kind of give up.
Man, I don't think so. I think when you're that far, I don't think that would be. I can't imagine anybody on that team having that attitude. Like, you've worked your ass off on a personal level. You're a very competitive person. And Lane Kiffin leaves. I think that you would circle the wagons. I think this team is playing with a chip on their shoulder because of it. I don't think that there was anybody in that locker room that was like, oh crap. Well, the guy that put the soup together now doesn't get to be here. We're still going to go kick ass.
It's a great story.
They have become Travis, a team that was a top 5 team for most of the season, has become the Cinderella, whatever you want to call it, our heart favorite, however you want to put it. I don't think Miami can ever achieve that. I'm not sure Miami football can ever be like, oh man, my heart's pulling for him when you got Michael Irvin barking on the sideline.
We scooted in here, but you still have the brand of Miami, right? The brand keeps you from being a Cinderella.
Yes, I think that it does. In my mind, it does.
I mean, Indiana has the story of Signetti. Everybody loves that story.
Are you getting sick of that? I've seen some people say they're kind of getting sick of the Signetti shtick of. And I didn't see the halftime. Apparently, somebody said he was borderline rude to the halftime reporter. I didn't see that either.
Well, because some of the questions are always the same. It's almost with a tone of, "Can you believe you're here?" That, and again, everybody's different on how you interpret his answers. I mean, Kurt Signetti's pretty significant in the way he talks to people. I don't think he's ever wavered in his confidence. In what do you want him to do? Do a magical shift in attitude?
He talks with a purpose.
Talks with a purpose. That's right. But you're a great story until somebody has a better story. And right now, Ole Miss has a better story because our emotions, everything is told with a story. I believe in marketing. If you have a better story, you have a better chance to sell your product. You need to tell a story. If you go in and say, "Hey, Ross Peterson, why should I buy or have you as my realtor?" You don't go, because I'm the best realtor. You need a story to say, "Hey, let me tell you how I got into this business and why I like it." And your story of how you really like to help people save money, right? Yeah. There's always a story behind what you tell. And Indiana had a great story with Kurt Signetti. One of the worst programs in college football history. You come in, and in 2 years, you change the dynamic. But now Ole Miss goes, part 2 of the story. Yeah, we were good, but then Lane Kiffin leaves, and you have, we're compassionate people, we're empathetic people. We're like, look at these players. He abandoned these players, and yes, they're a good team. They have one loss on the year. They could easily win the national championship. But what we're seeing with Ole Miss is something we really haven't seen before. And that is a band of brothers, man.
Trav, I want to push back on this because it's still Indiana. It's still Indiana. So I think I understand what you're saying, and I do, and you're right. When you ask the question about Ole Miss versus Miami, your heart goes to Ole Miss, okay? And I'm telling you, again, we talked about this before we came on the show. This has nothing to do with you. It probably has a little bit more to do with Abigail and Will being down there. And that. but I'm from a 10,000 foot view. I'm telling you, I think a lot of people have seen this Ole Miss transition and go, "Hey, I'm rooting for these kids because of the chaos it's going to cause." Because all this other stuff. Is it going to? Maybe it affects Lane Kiffin in some negative way. The more they win to these coaches that were going to go with him, this is going to be an interesting couple of days because there could be a situation where some of those coaches that were with Ole Miss yesterday are not with them next week.
That's what they're talking about, is that because of the portal opens today and recruiting really has to dive in, and you don't have a 2-week turnaround now. They play, next Thursday or next Friday? I forget which day they play. But you got to get back to practice. But you have coaches now that are coaching for LSU and recruiting. Got to get back to Oxford to recruit, or not to recruit, but to game plan. And then you have it's getting really weird in Oxford in that you have Ole Miss athletic department officials sitting in team meetings to make sure that those coaches do not poach the current players that are on Ole Miss's team. It's bizarro world. It really is. And stuck in the middle of this are just players that are trying to win a national championship.
In my mind, I still think you're looking at Indiana as the kind of crowd favorite, fan favorite, maybe even though they're the number one team, maybe even Cinderella. Oregon's never won a national title, right? Has Oregon ever won a national title?
Not that I know of.
Ole
Not
Miss?
In my lifetime. Ole Miss, no, I don't think he's won a national title.
Miami has.
If
It's been a long time.
It's one of those Iowa national titles from 1956 that don't count,
Don't count because
They
we weren't
don't.
alive. I wasn't.
No. You know what I mean by that.
I know what you mean. So it's easy to find the storyline for any one of these teams. It's easy to find the storyline. Miami is probably the one team in this group that I'm not rooting for, just because I've had I'll mention Michael Irvin every time because he obviously wants to be
somebody. He wants to be
the
somebody
story
again.
Yeah,
he does.
Oregon is probably second on that list of who I'm not rooting for. I think right now, if you ask me I would say I want to see Indiana Ole Miss.
Because you have two great storylines there.
Yep.
And you have two non-traditional college football powerhouses. Sure, Ole Miss is in the SEC. It had, Archie Manning, it had Eli Manning, had all that, but they were never good. They were always just like, oh, they're in the SEC, they're okay. I'm with you. I want to see an Indiana Ole Miss final for the storylines that exist, and because they're non-traditional players in the college football hierarchy of greatness.
Yeah, a great way to put it. Yep, that's what and maybe even when you look at it that way, Travis, I'm ranking those teams in that exact order. Adverse order of traditional greatness. Indiana, Ole Miss, Oregon, right there with each other. But I think it's still Indiana. That's that Cinderella fan favorite, best story. Fans deserve it is such a stupid thing to say. I can't believe that about came out of my mouth.
Because fans don't deserve
Their fans
anything.
don't deserve anything, right? And no fan base deserves it over another fan base.
But it's a reminder of why we still, even for all the chaos of the transfer portal and the NIL, it's still a reminder of why we love college football so much. Yeah. So much.
This is a cool one. Because S wrote, our buddy S. Williams, he wrote earlier when we were joking about the 50s, and he said, damn, I was alive then. And then the next comment he wrote was, Ole Miss was my first game I ever went to.
Wow.
Playing Rice, about 6 years old. So I'm just guessing, not knowing S. Williams at all, if we're talking 60s. He said he was alive in the 50s when we were joking.
Well, he could have been a lot. I mean, they could have been playing Rice in the 70s and even 80s.
But he was 6, he said. He said, I was alive in the 50s.
Oh, okay.
And I was 6 years old when I saw Ole Miss play Rice. Tickets were probably $1.
If that, probably got into the game for free.
75 cents or, yeah.
Now, we talked about Trinidad Chambliss, who was incredible, but the hero of the game might have been the Ole Miss kicker. Lucas and Canario, he was 3 for 3. He hit a 55, a 56, and a 45-yarder with 6 seconds to go to win. And his 55 and 56 yarders, Ross, would have been good from 70.
Dude, kickers can boot. There's a lot of guys. I mean, I'm not to take away anything from him. That was a fantastic game, a fantastic performance, clutch performance. Hits a huge kick with 6 seconds left, and then what a weird end to that football game with the safety.
Bizarre, the safety, and then the kick, and then I mean they had to clear the field twice. It was bizarre.
Bringing the trophy out, and the
stage was out there.
The stage is coming out.
515-517-2303. Brent, welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. What's going on?
Not much. Just happy Friday morning. So appreciate your comments, Travis, why we love college football. It's just, there's a lot more to college football than pro football. It's just, I don't know, there's just some different dynamics that you don't get on the pro scene.
Why is that, Brent? Why do we have more emotion with college football than pros? Well, we do because
I do think it's attached to universities, right? So
yeah,
the laundry has something to do with it.
Yeah, I think where we are also, guys. Yeah. I think our geography has something to do with it as well. If we were, the Raiders have had some insane fans. The Dodgers, people get stabbed at Dodgers-Padres games. So there is passion behind NFL sports, but I wonder if it's just the fact that we are in Iowa, Brent, and those are the teams that we and the people that we work with and the people that we live with and are friends. They're all Hawkeye and Cyclone fans.
Yeah, I mean, these are our pro teams here in Iowa, and at that level, I think one, it's universities. I think two, there's more stylistic differences. Like the pros are very much a copycat league, right? If somebody's doing something, then everybody's doing it. Within a year or two. I'm not saying that doesn't happen at the college level, but there's more programs, just top to bottom, more levels of football. There's different ways to do it. Cignetti did it a different way, right? And Indiana did it a different way than probably Ole Miss did, right? So there's differences there.
That's what a good way to put that, Brent. Stylistic differences. That's a great way to put it, man. There is a lot more variation in the college game. I mean, we don't quite have the Georgia Tech wishbone type of offenses like we did, or the Nebraska option, but there still is way more variation in the college game than there, and you get to see stylistic approaches and things like that. That's a great point. Good way to put that.
Yeah, and you could just see it. I mean, across all the games, though, there were different styles of play there, right? I mean, look at Miami. Miami didn't do anything tremendous on offense except for just pound the rock and just make short plays. They really won both line of scrimmages and beat Ohio State up in the trenches. That's why they beat Ohio State. It was purely on both offensive and defensive line. We're far better than Ohio State's, and that limited Ohio State's opportunity, and they couldn't get the ball to their playmakers. I mean, that was the game. I mean, I was really impressed with Miami, to be honest. This is what they did. But they didn't do anything flashy. There was nothing like, no huge long passes. In other games, you saw different things, right? So, I mean, there's just a lot of differences there. But what I'm going to say is I'm going to roll it back again. I heard us talking about the transfer portal and the NIL. I don't understand why, from a fan perspective, we don't embrace the transfer portal and NIL. Because I think that has really opened the game up and opened up competition. We could get an Indiana and Ole Miss game, and all I hear you see is that we want to go back to the salary cap stuff and trying to diminish the NIL. That's all because the coaches don't want it. The administrators don't want it. It's not about the kids or the product on the field. They want it for their own power control. They don't like
Brent. I'd also add this, man. I think that it's very selfish from fans. I think when fans, this obviously, like, look at Iowa State fans right now. This does hurt. If you've had a real conversation with an Iowa State fan that's a friend of yours lately, it's like, damn, man, I invested time into getting to know these guys. I invested money into getting these guys here and to keeping these guys here. And I gave to this group, thinking that they were in it as well. And now all of them, 40 plus, are now bailing on this. And so I think that there is a fan part of it where it's not, you're nailing it on all this stuff about the administrators and the coaches. That's why they're railing against it. I love the parity. I love the fact that we have 4 teams that haven't won a national title. Between the 4 of them, they've won one or a couple with Miami. Other than that, we don't think the other 3 have ever won. Talking about a possibility of Indiana and Ole Miss in the college football playoff final. That's amazing. College football championship. I think that fans are so accustomed to what we grew up with for 40 plus, 50 plus, 60 plus years that it's really hard change is hard. And I think that for fans, it's almost a selfish thing of like, well, this sucks for me.
Yeah, I understand. By the way, I understand Iowa State, how you can be upset about that. But you know what? The sun's going to come up tomorrow. They're going to restock that roster. How do you know Jimmy Rogers isn't going to bring a bunch of guys in that you love? I mean, life will go on. It's only a short-term thing. You can't treat it like that. Remember, how many years did Iowa State benefit by bringing transfers into their basketball program? Now, all of a sudden, they're mad if they lose guys. I mean, you can't have it both ways is what I'm trying to say. They benefited often from the transfer portal and maybe football and basketball. This is just a bummer right now for them, which I get. But they may restock very quickly. You just don't know. I mean, everyone's worried about who's leaving, but they're going to graduate anyway at some point. They're not going to be on your roster forever. So, I mean, I would just say don't sweat it to see what this new guy can do.
Good stuff, Brent. Hey, Happy New Year, man.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you. 515-517-2303 is the number to call. And don't forget, it is the Iowa Lottery Weekly Woo-hoo.
Dude, forgot it was Friday.
It is Friday, and today is the last day of the prize pack that includes the Holly Jolly holiday-themed scratch tickets. 7 holiday scratch games and 2 Instaplay tickets could be entered in the Gift That Keeps On Winning promotion before 10 a.m. January 7th. You must be a VIP club member to enter your non-winning holiday tickets into the promotion. If you're not a VIP, sign up for free today at iowalottery.com/VIP. So you can start calling right now with your weekly woohoo, and we'll even take the boohoos at 515-517-2303. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
'Tis the season to share great taste. Grab a refreshing Coca-Cola and make every moment a celebration. Locally made, nationally loved, Coca-Cola is the real deal when it comes to holiday cheer. Whether you're kicking back after the game or hosting the crew, nothing hits like that crisp, fizzy taste. Make this season yours. Grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola today.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
My name's Gary Presnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat Norm. Norm knows football, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert.
Loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This holiday season, unwrap incredible savings from Willis Nissan. Drive home a brand new Nissan Rogue or Nissan Sentra with special holiday lease offers designed to fit your budget and your wish list. Looking for the perfect gift for the whole family? Enjoy 0% APR financing on the stunning Nissan Pathfinder and the unparalleled Nissan Murano, making it easier than ever to upgrade your sleigh. Stop into our showroom or visit us online at willisnissan.com.
Hey, it's Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. This holiday season, give the gift of sparkle that lasts a lifetime. From our latest designs to timeless favorites, there's something for everyone on your list. Already have a Fiscus diamond? Bring it in and trade up with our 100% trade up program. It's the perfect way to shine a little brighter this year. And if you're dreaming up something custom, get your design started by December 1st for Christmas delivery. Let's make this season magical together. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Looking for the perfect golf escape? Experience links-style golf right here in Ames at Coldwater Golf Links. With rolling fairways, large greens, and unique routing, it's golf the way it's meant to be played. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, you'll love our course's welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. Grab your clubs, book a tee time, and make every round unforgettable. Coldwater Golf Links, where great golf leads to great memories. Visit coldwatergolf.com to book your round today.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Don't forget that Fiscus Jewelers is your local full-service jeweler in Ankeny, 1701 Southeast Delaware, Suite 250. Custom design, one-of-a-kind pieces that fit your budget. You got engagement, bridal, or just anything you want to give just for giving a gift. Repairs, pearl restringing, you name it, plus appraisals. So start your design at fiscusjewelers.com, open Monday through Saturday. And, of course, the Iowa Lottery Weekly Woohoo is now open, 515-517-2303. If you have a woohoo, we want to hear it, and you can win a $90 prize pack. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. This is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. I watched all 4 games over the weekend, Ross. And coming out of the quarterfinals, I'm going to say this, and it can shift from week to week. I understand that. But I left the quarterfinal games thinking nobody's better than Indiana.
I knew you were going to say that. And I think that anybody that watched those 4 games, you'd come away and say that's the best team of those 8 that we saw and the 4 that are left. And damn, they're impressive. And they're playing with a lot of that, whatever that is that Cignetti's got, that stink, that funk, that chip. He has done a really good job of putting that into his players because, man, they just play. And by the way, the full game. The full game. It was what? They left Mendoza into, well, and then they brought in other Mendoza for the last 5 minutes of the game when they're up 30. I remember what it was. 30.
They won 38-3.
Was it 38-3 the final? I mean,
you're just sitting there, and do I think Alabama is the Alabama of Nick Saban? No, but they still beat Oklahoma. They got to the quarterfinals, and you're like, this is a beatdown.
I still don't think it's fair to punish Alabama for a loss, so they should probably be able to get to play in the semifinal as well. I mean, you can't punish Alabama for a loss.
I mean, there needs to be an SEC team in the semifinal, and right now there's not an SEC team in the semifinal. So
Ole Miss.
Or Ole Miss, yeah, Ole Miss. Duh. Forget what league. I mean, that's what an outlier Ole Miss is, right? You're like, you're like, oh, so you got 2 Big Ten, you got an ACC, and you got an SEC team in Ole Miss. Brain fart.
Did I say Duke football? I meant Ole Miss.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't blame you there.
Yeah, and Fernando Mendoza, 14-16. You're wondering, is he going to have the Heisman jinx? Right? He was 14-16. He had 192 yards, 3 touchdowns. But what impresses me the most about Indiana compared to last year, which was a great story, their defense has gotten so much better.
Ridiculous. It's an incredibly talented football team. Really disciplined. Travis, I don't know. Do you have the box score up in front of you for how many penalties did they have in that game?
Not many. I mean, I don't have that box score in front of me.
I'll see if I can get to it here quickly because I'm top of my head guessing not many because they just are a very well disciplined team. Now watch, we'll pull it up. It'll be like 9. Let's see. I'm going to team stats. Here we go.
One penalty for Alabama, one for Indiana.
Wow.
There were only 2 penalties called the whole game yesterday.
Game. Wow.
And Bill Blank still would have found a reason to bitch about the officials.
Well, there's not enough penalties.
Call the flag!
You kidding me? There's holding on every. You threw 2 flags. There's holding on every play.
But if they keep that same mentality, they're going to be hard to beat. I mean, even if you're Ole Miss, if you're Miami, if you're Oregon, you watched the Rose Bowl yesterday going, these guys are playing different.
Different's a good way to put it.
Playing different. Yeah. They're playing with a purpose, right? And you're like, man, I just watched that going, I mean, they held Bama to 23 yards rushing, and you're like, I can't believe, and I still have to pinch myself going, this is Indiana. I can't get over the stigma.
That's why I still think, Trav, despite the Ole Miss story and the feel good that comes from watching that team win in the face of Lane Kiffin, if you were to poll our listeners right now, I think that Indiana would be the team that most people are still rooting for to win this national title. Even though they're the favorite, they're the number 1 seed, they just destroyed Alabama. And Trav, I heard, and maybe it was yesterday morning. I wish I could remember who I heard talking about this, or maybe it was you that I heard say this about how that Rose Bowl meant so much more to Indiana fans than it did Alabama fans. It
was their first Rose Bowl since like 1962 or 63.
For a lot of those Indiana fans, the first time in their life. First time in their adult life. First time they could take their families. And for Alabama, it's like, well, this is a quarterfinal game. We're here every year.
We're supposed to be here.
We do this every year. We got to go to California to play a quarterfinal game? We'll wait. Now, really for Indiana fans, you probably don't have much of a chance of getting tickets to the national championship game. So you got to put it all on the line to go to the semifinal. Where their game is,
they're going to be at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl in Atlanta.
Right, Peach Bowl. Thank you.
So they'll play Oregon. They'll play Oregon, which Oregon shut out Texas Tech. Remember Oregon and Dan Lanning was upset when they had a horrible second half against James Madison, gave up a lot of points, and they focused on defense the last couple of weeks because
you think so?
Jeez. And Indiana, this is another crazy stat. Indiana, the only team in the bye era that has won a game by having a bye. All the other teams that had a bye, Ross, have lost. So you start thinking, do you even want that bye? Is there an advantage about getting back, going back to what Dan Lanning was saying before? We need to start this stuff. I don't want 2 weeks off. I don't want 3 weeks off. I want to stay in the routine of playing football. As soon as those conference championship games are over, let's start the playoff. Let's not build it up. Let's keep going because it's more of a detriment to their teams, to their flow. And if you're Georgia, if you're Ohio State, you're going, do I want to have that bye? You think it's good, but it's not.
Until you realize that week of rust.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I saw, and William, thank you for this. Or I'm sorry, it was not William, but William, thanks for listening to the show and commenting. Somebody asked, what do you think Oregon does? Does Oregon just stay out on the eastern part of the country, or do they fly home? I think you do that. I think you fly home, sleep in your own bed for a couple of nights, almost a week.
If you want to stay in your routine, that's the routine to follow.
Yeah, instead of staying in a hotel for a week.
Yeah. It's like, you know what? Screw it. It's a lot of travel, but let's just stay on course. But I haven't seen what they're going to. I could see why they wouldn't, because I don't think Oregon's going to be back in school yet. They're still on break. But boy, I'd rather live in my apartment, my house, than I would a hotel room
absolutely.
any day of the week.
For a couple of nights.
Yeah. The demands are there. I saw this, real quick. Were you surprised at Ohio State getting its ass handed to it?
Yeah. Again, that was the game we watched hanging out at the New Year's Eve party at my buddy's house. It's volume off, you know what I mean? We didn't hear the game. We were having a party, and so we were chatting and catching up with people. But that one was a surprise, I think, to everybody at the party. Now, my buddy Josh is a big Iowa State fan. A lot of his friends and family are Iowa State fans, and so they were just anti Big Ten. It was like, they're happy to see the Big Ten get their ass kicked. Miami's a good football team, man. I've been impressed the last couple of weeks with Miami. Like, they're in the freaking college football semifinal. I'm surprised they're a good football team. I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought Ohio State had a lot more talent. I kept waiting for the ignition to fire for Ohio State, and it just never did.
The interesting part is, and I saw this morning, and I never really much thought about it and it's March Madness that has done to me. I like a bracket, right? I like a tournament bracket. You move through the bracket. And I think it was Tyler Barnes who said, what are we doing here? Why do we have why is it Miami playing Indiana? Would you like to see reseeding take place for the college football playoff? Meaning that you don't have a bracket.
Yeah, I know. Every so the team that gets an upset has to then go upset the next best team yeah. No, I don't like that.
Either do I.
I like it bracket style.
That adds to the Cinderella aspect of it. You're trying to stack the odds against the team that's on a roll. And you're going to say, well, they're going to have to play them eventually. Yeah, if they get to the national championship, that's the way it is. The brackets are laid there. You know your path. You don't need to reseed these things just because you want to get what you believe are the two best teams in college football. What we're learning right now, Indiana's better than everybody else so far. Not saying that they can't have a down game. And there's a lot of parity in college football. A lot of parity, which is good for the game.
Trav, let me ask you. I completely agree with you. Indiana's the best team of the four left. Who was second? Who did you come out of the weekend? Because, man, I can maybe... Oregon and Miami, again, are the first two that pop out to me as being that second most impressive team.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's Ole Miss.
Is it? Okay.
And just hear I could make an argument for all three, right?
Yeah.
To be the second best. I thought Georgia was playing at a pretty high level last night. And to watch Ole Miss not fold into that, to be able to counter every punch that Georgia had, and Georgia coming into the playoff, I would say it's Ole Miss, but I could be easily persuaded to go to an Oregon. I don't know why I can't jump on the Miami bandwagon yet. And maybe it is a perceived bias of Miami. You keep bringing up Michael Irvin. I see him on the sideline wanting to make, Miami's success about him. And ESPN keeps showing him.
I know. It's so...
It's like, what are we doing here?
What is he on? He is 59 years old. That is a 60-year-old man crawling around on the sideline, chewing on a towel, barking. What's he on?
He took an Ohio State shirt. He put it around a Gatorade cooler. Then he lifted his shirt up. He's got a 12-pack abs. I'm like, damn. Then he takes his belt off and starts whipping the Ohio State shirt.
What's he on?
Adderall?
Sure.
I don't know.
I don't either. Tyler has a guess, but I don't want to say it out loud. But
if you're listening on the audio stream, we'll let you do. We'll let you think for yourself. But it has to do with a white powdered substance.
You got a half a kilo of pure Colombian Bam Bam underneath that car. What's the line from the Talladega Nights? Remember his dad? His dad says, "You got to get away from them cops, son. You got a half a kilo of pure Colombian Bang Bang underneath there."
Oh, man. Yeah, so I don't want to see him reseed. I like the bracket format.
Me too.
I think it adds to the drama of the college football playoff, and we're seeing it now.
Jesus, I'm sorry. I got to quit looking at the chat.
You do. Quit. You have to ignore that thing, man. Not ignore it, but just.
We say, what is Michael Irvin on? Senorita Puffer says, CTE? It's not, no, I mean, he's 59 years old.
Acting like a 13-year-old.
Yes. Acting like this. I mean, we see coaches get that animated for moments. You know, the special teams coach, they get a blocked punt. You see the special teams coach. That's adrenaline. What's that guy on? Life. Life. Michael Irvin for 3 hours is like bouncing off the walls.
What's crazy is, and I'm thinking in my head, like, does Mario Cristobal and everybody get in the, God, we got to deal with Michael, right? I mean, and it's one of those things you can't cut him from the program because he's Michael frickin' Irvin. But they keep giving him sideline passes. It's like, why are you giving him a sideline pass? And he's on camera all the time. If I'm Mario Cristobal, I'm like, can you just focus on our players, on our coaches, on our team, instead of showing this guy all the time? Unless he's a major contributor to the NIL, but the dude's been on the sideline for every game.
That's it. Duh. Yeah. That's it. I mean, he's paying enough that he that's probably the thing he wants. Donors get what when donors say, hey, I'll cut you this check, but then can I get access to some of the stuff? And what he says
give me
is,
access.
Give me on the sideline there. I promise I won't embarrass the university any more than I already have.
I'm just thinking.
Here's the thing, Trav. I bet it ends bad. Let me give you some Rostradamus. I bet this ends bad. We only have a game or maybe two left this season, but some other player is going to chirp at him. Some other player is going to chirp at him. Some kid from Ole Miss next week is going to get tackled along the sideline. He's going to get up. He's going to call him old man or Michael, and he'll take offense to that or something stupid, right? And he'll bow up on some 19-year-old kid in the next couple. And if it doesn't happen in these next few games, it'll happen. It's going to end bad.
I'm going to ask you a question. We don't get political on this show. We try to stay away from, I don't say we try to, but it's just like, okay. But I'm going to ask you a really weird question. If anybody but Michael Irvin, not anybody, if a white dude takes a shirt and puts it over a cooler, takes his belt off and whips it, would there be more criticism of it?
No, I think that I don't think so, because belt to ass has become such a common phrase in the culture that's what I'm guessing. That's what that was the belt to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think so, but I hope not. I hope not. I hope it wouldn't.
I'm with you, because I knew what he was doing, right? Hey, we put the beat down on Ohio State. I totally get it. But and if this was 5 years ago, probably there would be more criticism of it. I just sit there and go, I wonder how this is being perceived by other people. Doesn't bother me any. But if it was somebody else, would somebody go, what are you doing there?
I'm sure somebody would have took offense to it. I'm sure somebody did take offense to it.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. So, yeah, your college football semifinals in the bowl games that still exist. In the Fiesta Bowl, you have Miami against Ole Miss. In the Peach Bowl, which was never how the Peach Bowl bought its way into this. Remember?
You don't belong. One of these things is not like the other.
Yes. The Peach Bowl. I remember when Iowa played Tennessee in the Peach Bowl, right? That was like 1984, 85, 86.
Wow, really?
One of those years.
So you say that I always think of Iowa playing in the Holiday Bowl against BYU. What was that, like 88?
Might have been. My years are passing by faster and faster. But I remember we got a big screen TV. And the first sporting event we watched on the big screen TV was the Peach Bowl between Iowa and Tennessee.
1988.
88 was the Peach Bowl.
Now, hold on. Iowa played in the 1982 Peach Bowl.
That's the one.
The 82 would be the one you remember with the big screen. You had a big screen TV in 1982?
Oh, yeah. And this thing was massive. God. This was, I'll never forget, my dad brought this home, and the TV was taller than me. I mean, it was that big. Now, they weren't widescreens. I mean, it was a big screen, but it was still in the 3x4 format, not the 16x9.
Right.
This thing was just massive.
Weighed 7,000 ton.
Yes. I have no idea why we got that. I think Dad had a Freudian issue, but it was just like massive. And looking back, the picture wasn't that good because it was a projection on the inside.
Yeah. It was kind of cloudy.
Yes.
You had to be right on it to see it right. If you were a little bit off, it got all yeah. They weren't. But man, how is it that televisions are the only thing that have gotten better and cheaper?
It is bizarre. My brother-in-law Seth brought this up yesterday, and that his wife, 1 year, won the grand prize at the Neola, Iowa Hoodoo Day celebration.
What
and the grand prize.
What? Just say that again.
The Neola, Iowa Hoodoo Day.
She won the grand prize.
Which was like a 36-inch Vizio flat screen TV that sold for $1,000.
A 36-inch TV is now you can get for about $180.
I know.
Maybe that same Vizio brand.
It's crazy.
Burger McChick says, put LG in charge of healthcare. Yes.
Again.
Yes, please. Holiday Bowl for the Hawkeyes, 1986 and 87. But again, one of those that you got the 86 Rose Bowl and the true.
Besides the Rose Bowls that I remember because we never won one, the bowl games, there's two bowl games I remember the most. The Peach Bowl because of the big screen TV, and the Freedom Bowl because we beat Texas like a beatdown, and Chuck Long had the game of his life against Texas.
1984 Freedom Bowl.
Yeah.
The Freedom Bowl. The one the one for me, Travis, and again, maybe it's more about age, because I would have been 13 years old. When you say Hawkeye Bowl game, I do think of those holiday bowls because the Hawkeyes played in 3 of them in that time. But the first thing that comes to my mind is the 1991 Rose Bowl. That's I'm 13, 14 years old, 12, 13, 14. Those are those key moments, I think. That's the one that I think of.
You didn't have to live through the Ronnie Harmon fumble.
I lived through it, and trust me, for years that name was not allowed to be spoken aloud in my house. For years. I think today, I'm going to do that to my dad. One of these next time I'm with him, I'm going to be like, Dad, I wonder what Ronnie Harmon's up to. I want to see if he still grits his teeth and curls his lip. And
I told you not to say that name in his house.
Don't say that goddamn name. Cost Chuck Long a damn.
Hey, if you have an Iowa Lottery Weekly Woohoo, now is the time to call. We're going to keep it open all show long. 515-517-2303. We got an hour in the books. We got an hour to go. We're going to talk some transfer portal when we come back. Some news dropping on the Iowa front. Some news dropping on the Iowa State front. Good to have you along on the first show of the new year. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
There's more Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines. If you're looking for the perfect gift for your Mini this season, you won't find it under the Christmas tree. What your Mini really wants this holiday season is preventative maintenance. Stop in today so we can make sure your coolant or fuel system are in tip-top order for this holiday season. Please give us a call to schedule your appointment or visit us online at miniofdesmoines.com.
For the holidays, bring real taste to the table with Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Made with real tea leaves and real cane sugar, Gold Peak delivers a golden, brewed for taste flavor that makes every moment more meaningful. Whether you're gathering with family or friends, celebrate the moments that matter the most, because real connections deserve real refreshment. For your upcoming holiday celebrations, choose Gold Peak Tea and bring real taste to the table.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
If you're listening to the Rush Radio Show right now, you're already making smart decisions, and that includes where you buy your car. Willis Automotive is your go-to for quality vehicles and even better service. New ride, used ride, or familiar hauler, or something fun, find it at willisauto.com. The Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube this morning, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and you can always leave your comments in the comment section, and follow us on our social media channels. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. Happy New Year, everybody. The first show of the brand new year. I got to be honest, Ross, it was weird not doing a show yesterday. It was weird. I know it probably wasn't for you, but it was for me.
I woke up at 8 a.m. It was
really?
beautiful. I did. I woke up at 8 a.m. and I literally laid in bed and I said to Courtney, I was like, if Travis wanted to do a show this morning, we would have just it felt wonderful. It was awesome. I had a really good day yesterday, just relaxing, got a lot done here around the house, and watched some good movies, watched some good football. Yeah. I had a productive, and then had a productive one day off. That's why today doesn't. When you said Friday earlier, I'm like, oh yeah, it's Friday.
Here's the deal. I didn't have a productive day off because I literally sat on my ass and watched football. It was great watching football, but when I look at my watch and see how many steps I took, I think combined yesterday, and I got up around 6 a.m. yesterday. I looked at my watch as I went to bed last night. I took a total of 320 steps.
You gotta be kidding me.
I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you.
Travis, that's 320 steps is going to the fridge. You didn't go. Would you go to the bathroom?
That was about it. Went to the bathroom and maybe walked to the fridge a couple times. I'm like, I talk about a sedentary lifestyle yesterday. I'm like 320 steps. I mean, so yeah, I'm just like, I didn't do anything but watch football. And I actually went to a room in my house I never go to. I went to the front room where the Christmas tree is and the television, which I'm like, I haven't been in here in months. I think I'll stay here. Not going to leave. Trav's still in the doghouse with Anjanette. She's sleeping with me now.
Okay.
I would still,
all right.
but it's like she's so. I have a California King. There's like a border in the middle. It's like I'm going into a different state if we even want to have contact, right? So it's
send her a text. Hey, I'm thinking about coming over.
No, I would never send that. Stay put. Stay put.
You're an ask for forgiveness, not permission guy.
The weird thing is, I mean, it's not like we're fighting or anything. It was just, I don't know. I mean, we've been talking.
You haven't locked a door in the house recently, have you?
It was the lock in the door thing that really pissed her off.
As soon as you said that, we were all like, oh.
Because you locked the door. Not once, but twice. Yeah. Nick, you did not have to do this, but I got to give him some love. Send us $50.
Thank you so much, Nick. It does help us in ways that you maybe understand. The phone line costs us money. There's lots of expenses that Travis, for the most part, picks up all of. I don't ask him to do that. I ask him if I can help out. Travis, for the most part, picks up all of that stuff because he knows that I'm a poor single dad. So
well, and that's what it is. It's I understand the difference in finances here. So I'm like, I'll take it.
He sees his Land Rover and he sees the 180,000, and he goes, "I'll take care of this." I love that car. I love it. I saw one the other day, Trav. I saw a 1995 Land Rover, like the old school white one on Marketplace.
A Defender one?
Yeah, like not a Defender. No, what are they? I don't remember which one it was, but it was one that from the 90s. The first Land Rovers I remember. Big square white ones with the little roof that's rounded on the top.
That could be an old window. That could be an old school Defender because, like, when I was over in Italy, the people at the vineyards, their Defender is like their field tractor because they're like, I go, oh, I got a Defender. They're like, you got a new one? I'm like, yeah. They're like, yeah, we can't put those in the fields. It's become a luxury car instead of like a utility vehicle to what it was supposed to be used for. So, the portal is opened at midnight. Call me crazy. I guess the first name from the Iowa Hawkeyes that I did not expect to see in the transfer portal was the punter.
Reese Staken going to into the portal. I don't think that's a huge loss, is it? I don't. It didn't shock me. I don't know what would shock me anymore. I mean, is there a Hawkeye that you would be? And I'm not saying disappointed. There's several Hawkeyes that I'd be disappointed to hear we're moving on. Is there one that would shock you?
Maybe one of those running backs, and there would probably be some movement there.
I would think that at least one. I mean, hell, you've got four there that feel like they're worthy of playing time. Three of them that get playing time. I could see one or two of those guys saying, "I want to go run the ball."
If Reese Vanderzee went into the portal, I'd be like,
that one would surprise me.
Hell? If Vanami went into the transfer,
that'd be disappointing. I'd be like, oh man, I was really looking forward to the next couple of years of you kicking ass.
This is what I'm about to say is going to make it's a compliment, but it's also kind of a rip at the same time.
Here we go.
The reason why we wouldn't be shocked at what does Iowa not have? Stars. We're talking about a collective group that just gets the way. There's nobody that stands out to where you're like, we got to have that guy on our team.
Good point.
Usually next man up, fill the gap, and they still do it. There's not one or two players that are the absolute difference makers. Like when you see a Rocco Beck go from Iowa State, you're like, oh, that one hurts. You see a Bacon. I mean, Iowa State.
Yeah, I was just every one of those.
Had more name players that you understood were difference makers that if they went out, that was going to play a part. I mean, Vander Zee missed a good portion of the season, and Iowa was still pretty darn good without him, right?
Yep.
So,
very good take on that. I don't think that upsets anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, and Iowa State had so many of those guys. I mean, if we would have had this conversation in November about, man, who Rocco Beck would have been the hands down favorite of the conversation as far as who's going to hurt your team the most by getting lost. You probably could have even said, Hansen or Sama. I think we could losing one of those guys would hurt. Losing both would suck. That one surprised me over the weekend because I thought with Hansen already in the portal that Abu Sama would. I mean, you're going to be the star running back there next year. So I don't know. I don't know what to take away from that. I don't know what the fact that you still have guys kind of trickling out this way. I would have hoped that by now Jimmy Rogers or the head coach Rogers would have had a chance to get in front of all these guys, give them his sales pitch.
Here's the hard part. Man. He is, because he announced his offensive staff yesterday. It's like, okay, you've got to try to retain the players you have, but then you got to go hire guys to come. I mean, I can't imagine the flip-flop and the juggling act. I bet he hasn't slept since he took the job.
Oh, dude, the logistics of what's happening behind the scenes for him.
Now, the other dominoes began to fall yesterday. Late in the evening, Penn State's freshman quarterback announced that he was going into the transfer portal. And I went ding, 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 ding. And then this morning, the report is coming out that Rocco Becht is getting ready to visit Penn State. So
sorry,
he's gonna visit Penn State and never leave. Okay, that one doesn't shock me.
He's gonna go visit. I hate being like, I hate how many times we are pissed on and told it's raining. Gonna go visit Penn State.
Just say you're going there. Do you need to visit Happy? If you're going to Happy Valley,
you're gonna go introduce yourself to the coaching staff.
I got news for you. If you're going to Happy Valley to check out Happy Valley to see if it's a place you want to live, you might not be impressed.
I know why, Travis. You got to go out there and actually visit the bank to verify the funds before you cash the check. Would you take a $3 million check and just take it to the bank? No. You got to go verify the funds. Maybe he has to go out there. Maybe he has to go out there and see if God tells him to go to Penn State.
Nick says, I've seen 15 to 20 guys following Campbell to Penn. That would be a lot of players.
That would be a lot, man. I can't imagine. Penn State is low. And Iowa State's got talented kids. A lot of these guys that left, really talented guys. I just can't imagine that there's that many, that Penn State's loaded up with dudes. We'll see. Matt Campbell knows more than I do. The guy's one of the best talent evaluators I've ever seen. And I'll let it, ever seen it might be an exaggeration, but he's done very good at it. Very good. So I'll let him do his thing and see how that works out, and wish him nothing but success except for when he plays the Hawkeyes or Cyclones.
And I get what Matt Campbell's doing here, and that is if he can have an 11-win season next year, that only bolsters his recruiting going forward,
No
right?
doubt.
I mean, it's like, let me stack up with guys I know I can win with,
Right
and
away.
then that sets me up for future success, proving that, A, I can win at this level, I can evaluate talent at this level, and not that the level's that much different. It's just the expectation at Penn State's a lot different than it was at Iowa State.
And why should I say that about the talent at Iowa State and Penn State? Honestly, Iowa State beat Iowa. Penn State didn't.
Yeah.
Those dudes that went out and beat Iowa when Penn State's guys didn't. So, yeah, there are more talent. There are guys on Iowa State's roster that are more talented than the Penn State guys. Anyway, we'll see, man. Those Iowa State fans that I was with on New Year's Eve, I didn't get a lot of chance to chat with people about like what they were thinking and how they were feeling. Just didn't feel like the time, honestly. Be like, oh yeah, I see your dog's dying. How's that going for you?
Well, I want to go back to the Dakin, and again, it's a punter. If we're getting upset about a punter going to the transfer portal, our problems are
by the way,
really
I didn't.
low.
What was it great? Was it our expectations were so high after Torrey Taylor? He wasn't great, so I'm okay with it.
But it goes back to your relationship, because I saw some Hawkeye fans, because Kluver kind of said, "Hey, I saw this one coming." And he kind of hinted about it on our show last week, and he goes, "Hey, don't be surprised if he ends up at Michigan State." Meaning, LeVar Woods was his guy.
Yeah.
Right? And we've been preaching on here for the last month about relationships. People don't play for the laundry. They play for the coach that they trust, that they want to be around. And I saw one person, and this is going to be the minority, but and definitely not the majority. If he's poaching our players, F that guy. He's never welcome back. And I'm like, LeVar Woods has given you more than, as a player and a coach, than 99% of the guys that have come out of that program. A ton.
Reese Dakin came here from another country.
Yeah.
From the other side of the world. You think he came here for the Tiger Hawk?
Came here for an opportunity.
Probably came here because he grew up watching Hayden Fry and his razzle dazzle and couldn't imagine playing for anybody else besides the black and gold, right?
He's from Australia.
He's from Australia, mate. He didn't come here because he came here because of LeVar Woods. Exactly right. And if that, I have no problem. It is kind of an apples and oranges thing to compare LeVar Woods grabbing a punter from Australia after 1 year at Iowa, right? Reese Dakin was only here. This is second 2 years. 2 years. 2 years. To compare that to Matt Campbell leaving and poaching or taking with him as many as 20, 25 players. That's a hard comparison. I have no problem at all. As a Hawkeye fan, no problem with LeVar Woods taking Reese Dakin. If I were a Cyclone fan, I can understand how they look at that and go, this is different.
Just get ready for the social media blitz, not just by Iowa State players, but the whole portal in general. You're going to be lit up with fancy little posts that saying, after much consideration, I've decided to continue my college career at X. They'll be in the uniform already. They'll say whatever the fighting words are: fight on, hotty toddy, go Tigers, go Hawks.
It'll be a highlight from your team where they're superimposing the other team's logos on top of it.
How many millions of dollars are going to get thrown around the next couple of weeks? And I know
$1 billion.
There might be.
It's going to be hundreds of millions.
Yes, between everybody in the portal, absolutely, it's
maybe
going to be
$500 million, maybe in that $500 million range. Holy cow! That might be a fun thing to keep an eye on.
And this is the only thing I don't like about the transfer portal and NIL. Now that these contracts are going, for the most part, we can kind of add it up on who's participating and giving the whole $20.5 million. But as as we heard from Mr. Heinrichs a couple weeks ago, and that is, well, he's in charge of getting money that goes above the cap. Well, Iowa State has brought that in-house. What I like about the National Football League is you know where the money, you know how much guys are making. There's transparency. You know everything. I still think we have many cases where people are like, well, Dylan Raiola is making $3 million a year. There's never been a validation of $3 million a year, right? Everybody's throwing a number. Well, Rocco Becht was making, 1.8. How do you know that? Because your brothers, sister, brothers told you?
Because it's the Ferris Bueller thing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like the lack of transparency behind the NIL and what you're getting paid.
All right. Do you think bringing this stuff in-house with public universities should open it up and say you have to share this stuff with everybody?
But did you see the little turnaround they did? It's all going to be run out of the foundation. There's gimmicks here all the time. That it's all it is. All it is. And I don't care how much a person makes. I don't care if a guy's making $3 million. What I do care about is false claims that people think that we're overpaying that guy, or can you believe they're paying? We've never known at all what any player has ever made.
Sammy put this in the chat, Trav. Have you followed this story? You know that the Clippers have gotten in trouble, and now like Kawhi Leonard, they found out he was getting paid.
Yeah.
Couldn't figure out how that deal was working.
The landscaping guy that was supposed to be the spokesman that never showed up to anything.
Yeah.
That was almost 4 months ago, maybe 3 months ago.
It happens in the pros too. And in the college game, it's been happening since Wilt Chamberlain admitted he got paid to go to Kansas.
Well, those have always been the brown paper bags. We've known about that.
Yeah. So how do you get it all? I mean, you're never going to get it all above board, first of all. Never going to hear about all of it. Rocco Becht's going to get X amount of money to go to Penn State. Well, what else is going to come with that? What else comes with that? Season tickets for his parents. Do they move the parents out there? Is there moving expenses with that? Are there travel expenses with getting that's one part of it.
Does he get used to the Penn State private plane for a number of hours like Matt Campbell does? I mean, there's so much. Wow. I have seen other ones out there, instead of, reaffirming their commitment, I've seen guys, I've re-signed to stay with X school. Oh, okay. You're telling us you signed a contract.
Yeah, well, that too. But what I hope that, what are the chances that some of these guys actually end up back at? I don't think you enter the portal if you're going to come back, right?
Well, Emmett Johnson from Nebraska entered the portal last year, came back, best running back in the Big Ten. I mean, I think there has to be a mutual, hey, you want to come back and we want you to come back. Sometimes you go into the portal and they're not upset that you left. So I'm sure there's players that Jimmy Rogers would take back, right? I'm sure you know what? I just wanted to explore my options. I like it here. I realize there's not a better place for me. Now, you may not get the same financial deal that you got, but those are year to year anyway. There's no guarantee you're going to get a raise that next year. You may have to take a cut and say, hey, we're bringing some guys in. We're moving on without you. This is all we got left. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the Iowa State players, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it wouldn't surprise me that some guys that have entered the portal are back with Iowa State next year. It wouldn't shock me.
And I hope they're welcomed back.
Amen. Because we still, even though they're adults, hell, I'm 55 years old and still make decisions on a daily basis. Can I have that one back? Yeah, it's harder at age 55 to say, can I have that back? Because I've got the life experience and I should have known better. I look at some of the stuff I did when I was 18, 19, 20 years old, and you're like, oh, can I have that back? I know there's consequences, but don't let it change my life.
I lose sleep at 47 for the things I did.
Yeah.
45.
Tony brings up a good question. He goes, be nice to know the disparity between schools. Do some have 30 million while others have 13 and a half? Here's what we know. If you've opted in, you can spend 20 and a half. What we don't know is who has more above the cap. Brad Heinrichs has said his job is to find money for above the cap. So does Matt Campbell have 30 million above the cap? Does Lane Kiffin have 50 million above the cap? And is Deloitte going to approve all that? That's the big question.
Trinidad Chambliss. It's not about who has the most money. It's not. It's help. It's a huge help. It's going to be about finding the Trinidad Chamblisses of the world.
Trinidad Chambliss is going back to the NCAA and say, hey, can I get an extra year? Because I played at Ferris State. He's trying to get an extra year. Now, the market value for Trinidad Chambliss is completely different next year if he gets a waiver than it was coming in. He probably came from Ferris State. Nobody else was really looking at him. They probably said
they didn't bring him in as their starter. Yeah. He wasn't paid that giant amount of money to come in to be the savior. He just has been in that role now and thrived in it. You're right. The money helps. But it's not. But I get. But it's not. You're going to have to identify the talent and then get all those egos together to go in the same direction.
515-517-2303 is the number to call. I'm telling you, there's $90 from the Iowa Lottery just sitting out there. 515-517-2303. We thought we were doing it better by doing it the whole 2 hours. Maybe we should just do it over a segment.
We're throwing mud at the wall at this point.
Yes. You can win, and you can win more if your tickets hit. Tyler Kluger's jumped into the studio. When he comes back, we'll be talking about restaking. Let's see if he knows anybody else who's going to the transfer portal from Iowa. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. For the holidays, bring real taste to the table with Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Made with real tea leaves and real cane sugar, Gold Peak delivers a golden, brewed for taste flavor that makes every moment more meaningful. Whether you're gathering with family or friends, celebrate the moments that matter the most, because real connections deserve real refreshment. For your upcoming holiday celebrations, choose Gold Peak Tea and bring real taste to the table.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
This December, unwrap big savings at Willis Chevrolet of Granger. We've got our largest inventory of vehicles ever. New, pre-owned, and now Car Bravo certified. The gifts keep coming with the season's most sought-after Chevys, the Trax, and the all-new Traverse. In stock right now and ready to drive home for the holidays. And don't miss the red tag sale with 0% APR financing on select models. It's a perfect time to slay your savings. Hurry into Willis Chevrolet of Granger or visit us online at willischevy.com.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Hey, it's Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. This holiday season, give the gift of sparkle that lasts a lifetime. From our latest designs to timeless favorites, there's something for everyone on your list. Already have a Fiscus diamond? Bring it in and trade up with our 100% trade up program. It's the perfect way to shine a little brighter this year. And if you're dreaming up something custom, get your design started by December 1st for Christmas delivery. Let's make this season magical together. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner at Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Hi everyone, it's Marion with Willis. Christmas is coming up and that means traveling to see your family. You can't see your family if you can't see the road, and you can't see the road with old wiper blades. So come on down to Willis to get $10 off a set of wiper blades with the purchase of an oil change for the whole month of December. Give us a call or schedule online at willisvolvocars.com.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
With over 800 employees producing more than 7 million cases of Coca-Cola beverages annually and recycling 4 million pounds of plastic in packaging each year, Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company keeps our communities refreshed and greener around the clock. Make sure to grab a Coke from Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company. What are you laughing at?
The Central City commercials always crack me up, but then when that one plays, one of the guys in the comments said, "Hey, where's the baddie?"
Oh, man.
I love it.
We do have a call coming in for the woohoo, I believe, but let's also bring in Tyler Kluver, who, Happy New Year, sir. How you doing?
I'm great. Another year of the walk-ons coming up, another year of the Rush. I'm excited.
That's a Rose Bowl hat. I could see it. Took me a minute, my camera, to figure out what I like the Rose Bowl hat.
It's a little washed out, but yeah, it is. It's probably the most intact thing that I have, including my emotional state coming back from California that year.
Oh. Before we jump into more conversation, I do want to get to this woohoo really quick because Shane is called in. Shane, who is your woohoo?
Woohoo! My woohoo is I moved back to Iowa and I can listen to you two in Central Time Zone instead of the Mountain or Pacific Time Zone. So if you don't see Buckeye, Arizona on your list any longer, I have moved to Hawkeye. So that is my woohoo. I'm back.
Welcome home, Shane. That's awesome.
Welcome to Hawkeye,
buddy.
You betcha.
Hey, Shane, real quick before I let you go, and that's a great woohoo, and we're glad you're back. Is this your cell phone number?
It sure is.
All right. I just wanted to make sure. I'll be texting you after the show, maybe if we don't get any more calls. Woo! You did that pretty good.
Welcome back, Shane.
Wow. Of course, Reese Dakin goes into the transfer portal. You put out on X last night that you weren't really surprised. You kind of hinted to us last week that is this the one you saw coming? Is this the one you knew was going to take place, Tyler?
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of. I was listening to the show before I hopped in, and it's right on the head. Like, especially in today's day and age, but even going back to when football was football, guys play for guys. There's very rarely, just very rarely are you going to find someone who is at a university because I just love the history of 1846 Iowa, black and gold.
There's a couple. You were one of those, and you say that you were one of those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. My dad played, Iowa kid, hour 40 down the road, didn't have a lot of other options.
growing up, did you listen to? Did you know Jim Zabel? Who was the play? It was Gary Dolphin for most of your life, right?
I was born in. I don't know I wasn't big like listening to games.
Okay.
But I was born in '94, so
Dolphin was the voice of the Hawkeyes your whole life. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Dolph is the Hawks for me.
I love isn't that interesting, Trav?
It's very interesting because it was Zabel for me. It was Frosty Mitchell for some, right? I mean, because they didn't.
Frosty Mitchell.
Frosty? Oh, you don't know the name Frosty?
No, but it's a great name.
You know, when you were a kid, remember the Adventureland commercials?
Yes,
that was Frosty Mitchell.
And then you had Bob.
You do a great impression because that's really close to the.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Then you have Bob Brooks. You know, Bob was an institution.
I know Bob Brooks.
Yeah. You know, I don't know if you said you were listening. Would you like to see transparency when it comes to NIL? Meaning
100%.
Yes.
I'm fine with the. I don't know. You'd have to look at it. I'd be fine with the 20.5 or whatever that is, the 15, and not just for football either, but for all sports. Like you get 20.5 from this, basically the TV deals, right?
Yep.
And then you get to split that amongst your, however you want. I want that itemized. I want to see.
You want that to be a salary cap?
No, he's saying.
I just want to see where it's going and exactly.
Okay.
How much.
Okay. All right.
I would like to see a salary cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like, and I'm fine with keeping I think it's still a good idea to have, because fans, as much as we are on the conversation of, all the fans they're asked to buy tickets and buy jerseys. Now they're being asked to pay the team. There's some donors who want to give back and help with the universities, and that's great. I think we should cap that on top of the rev share. So you have the 20, we'll call it 15 for the football programs. And you guys were talking about that total number that's about to be thrown around here starting today. Happy transfer portal, by the way.
Yeah.
It's a national holiday.
It's over $1 billion.
We should all take the day off work so that we can watch the craziness. This is like opening day for baseball.
Yeah, it's over $1 billion. Like you just do the math on the on like say 40 teams are spending 20 million. I get 20 million because it's the 15 rev share plus what they have in their NIL. That's 800 million right there. So it's over $1 billion that's about to be thrown around, because you have to remember, yes, a lot of these guys are already being paid. It's not just new money. Every guy is renegotiating. It's a fresh 20.5 or whatever you have on top of your plus your NIL. But anyway, going back to the collective, I think in Iowa's case, I think we get our 15 million from the rev share, and then if the Swarm's able to get 8 million a year on top of that 23, I think we should cap it at 25. And then all of that has to be reported, because in my opinion, that does level the playing field. The NFL does it.
And here, right? Well, they do, but here's the difference. And
do they?
Well, hear me out. Just hear me out. The 20.5 is a cap. The other money is your endorsement money, right? And so if you're a professional athlete, your contract is reported on, but we don't know what they're making from Nike. We don't know what they're making from Great Clips or Hy-Vee and stuff like that. So to me, that's where it's different, though, because you actually see them being a spokesman. Here, I think we have, you're going to do an appearance here. We're not comparing the same things, and so it's one of those things. I look at NIL going, I don't care what you make off your true name, image, and likeness. You have to. I mean, Caitlin Clark makes a lot more money off NIL and endorsements than she does playing basketball.
And so, like, to that point, I have no right to know what Hy-Vee has negotiated with Caitlin Clark.
Right. Yep.
And so once you have that little loophole of, all right, if a private corporation wants to negotiate a private deal with an individual athlete, we have no knowledge of that. Well, now create a private corporation.
Yeah. And I'm fine with that too. Past what the rev share money is, I would only like to see the rev share. How is the university
what you're saying
spending
there.
their 15?
Okay.
Or 20? Because I'm actually curious, how much is the basketball team getting paid out of that, right? I think they get 3.5 probably out of that. women's team gets probably $1 million. And so it's like, I want to see that. Now, after that, whatever the Swarm Collective brings in, that's money coming in from private citizens or private companies. And there's no rule or law or right that the public has any, knowledge of like, hey, we don't need to know that. But I'd love to see the 20 itemized.
I'm with you.
Who it goes to on a yearly basis, when it re-ups, all that stuff. I think it would provide a lot of transparency, because that conversation of like Dylan Raiola, I have it on good authority from someone with it, Searles, who we bring on our show, who's a former Husker. He's around the program, that he was getting paid 3. I know Mark was getting paid right around 2, but like, what exactly is it? Is that for sure? And I know it doesn't matter in the end. They're going to get paid that regardless. But I do think it's just accountability.
There's so much money.
It's a lot of money.
Kluve, you're right. The $1 billion, I don't know why I scoffed at that initially. I said, man, is it going to be $1 billion? Then I initially went, no, it'll be like $500,000. You're right. Do the math right away. And the thing of them, you can't just count last year's money as last year's money. That's everybody, unless they've signed, as Travis has talked about for a long time. These should be multi-year contracts, and very few of them, as we're finding out in this Georgia-Missouri thing, very few of them are multi-year deals like that.
Yeah, and I think they should be as well. I think it's a thing. It's weird too, because right, like in the NFL, if you sign a multi-year contract, there is no external cap on how long you could potentially be in the NFL, so it doesn't feel as trapping.
Yeah.
Whereas when you do a multi-year deal in a structure, an infrastructure that's only giving you 5 total years to work with, that starts to feel limiting, and that might be okay. I'm not. You have to work that out yourself.
That's a good point. That's a really good point, though, Cliff. It's a 5-year window, and again, back to Travis and I talking about the mistakes we made at 19, 20, 25, hell, at 45, the mistakes I'm still making. You should be able,
But
how about? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
That's a shitload of money, though.
Oh,
if someone, believe me, I'm okay. Like, and that's why you sign a contract. Don't sign it if you don't like the deal, right? Because if a school wants to lock you down because they don't want to have to deal with this 1-year rental thing or the 1-year re-up. So they want it.
Or constantly recruiting you, or constantly having to fight off all of the vultures that are coming.
You know how annoying that is? You guys asked the question right before I hopped on. Who would surprise you if they hopped in the portal? Like Dakin, not crazy. He's a punter. He was 90th in the country this year. He didn't do good.
And he's from Australia. He didn't come here, but he didn't grow up in.
So not a big loss, right? I always got one guy in the portal right now out of 105 or whatever. Who would surprise me? Anyone who's lined up to be a starter on next year's team, like Reese Vanderzee or a couple of those 2 returning offensive linemen, or Vanami, like those guys would be like,
that'd be shocking. Yeah,
you'd be like, what's wrong in Iowa City?
After the bowl game, after some of those catches, Kirk goes, God, we just had a number written down for him. We got to go. We got to
go higher.
Got to go higher. Got to go higher.
Got to go higher. Cow. I had somebody yesterday on the Reese Dakin post talking like, and I think it was just a Cyclone like shit post account, but they're like, Vanami's next for you guys, and I was like, why would he leave? And the person said, well, why wouldn't he go get even half of what this USC tight end that's coming in? And so I had to educate myself on this. Like USC, the top tight end in this upcoming class for USC is reportedly getting, like, I guess he has signed a multi-year deal out of high school with USC that's worth like $8 million as a tight end. And I'm like, well, if Vanami gets an offer like that, someone's overpaying. I don't care who you are and how much money you have. $2 million is not the market for a tight end in college football. But yeah, I guess if someone wants to come along and pay DJ Vanami $2 million, then yeah, that would take him away from Iowa. I would tell him to make that decision too. But
I got to stop there for a second too, man, because you realize if somebody's willing to pay him $2,000 or $2 million a year,
yeah,
then that is what the market for a tight end is.
It's what one team's market is. I don't know if something that wildly outlandish would like. I don't. When the market, if it's the market, it would bring other teams along.
Yeah, maybe putting tight end on the end of that is the wrong way to say it. Maybe saying the top ranked players in the country.
Sure, like if you're number one, if you're deemed number one, yeah. And I'm not saying he wouldn't deserve that money or who. Like if somebody wants to pay it, all good, but nobody else is paying. I guess that's what I'm saying is there is no competitive market. It's just a team out there is willing to pay it, and so the whole conversation comes back around to. Yeah, like the players you feel the best about right now, RVZ, DJ, Lauk, Pieper, your two linemen who are going to be draft picks next year. Tyler Barnes is recruiting them right now. Like, hey, stay here. What do we got to do to get you to stay? And that's annoying as shit every single year. Yeah. So those multi-year.
That's why I'm going to follow that Georgia case real quick with Missouri, right? They're going after that kid. Hey, you signed a letter to basically a law-abiding contract. Yeah. You bolted. There's damage here. I think I'm actually rooting for Georgia here because I think over time this will all work out. The market will determine itself. I do believe that.
I agree.
But it's one of those. If you sign a deal, you don't get a back out on it. I mean, when you sign a contract, you sign a contract. Even if it's a term sheet, when it says this term sheet is law binding, then there's damages.
100%.
By the way, Travis, I also think that I think that we're in a short window of this money being as big as it is. And
100%, Ross. Yes.
That the people that are giving the money, this is a yearly thing. It's not we need a donation now and this saves the program. Like oh my gosh, the Arizona State coach, I'm drawing a blank.
Kenny Dillingham.
Dillingham, thank you. Who's out there saying, hey, I'll make you the most famous guy in town. Cut me a check for $20 million. $20 million. And you know what that's going to get you?
1 year.
1 year of being the most famous guy in town.
Yeah, I think we're in a bubble too. And maybe we're wrong. Maybe we're wrong.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's probably closer to this weird transitional time where we look back in 15 or 20 years and everyone's saying, you guys remember the start of rev share and NIL when everybody was getting like millions of dollars? There's going to be players who have stories that are passed down in programs where like, yeah, dude, when they started rev share, they were just handing out hundreds of thousands. And before it like eventually turns into the regulated, way more structured, way more reasonable, we figure it out at some point. But yeah,
we're
these
in the
guys
roaring 20s right now.
We are. This is the roaring 20s.
Way to put it, Trav.
This is the roaring 20s of college football, and it's going to be
somebody's going to be the Great Gatsby. Somebody's going to be the Great Gatsby here, right?
I mean, Raiola. Raiola is the Great Gatsby.
Yeah. So it is crazy times. Tyler Barnes tweeted out earlier that he wants to have the playoffs reseeded. Do you like that? I don't. I like the bracket format.
No,
we talked about this earlier.
Why? Like the NCAA tournament doesn't do that.
Exactly. Yeah. March Madness doesn't do that.
I'd hate to punish a team that gets a big upset. If you knock off the number one team in the country, congratulations. Now you get to play the number two team in the country next week.
That's just making it harder for anyone who's not at the very, very top. And I think maybe Tyler tweeted that, like thinking, man, now we have potentially the two best teams on the same side and who have already played. They're the top two seeds and they're from the Big Ten, who we represent.
And I get that. And maybe there could be some caveats in there like that. If we're looking at two teams that have already played from the same conference, then we can reseed it. But I don't want to see it be a hard, fast thing of reseeding it after every round. But maybe I get
the one seeds are already the best teams. Why are we making it? Why would you continually round after round make it easier and easier for them? Like, oh, you don't. We promise if you get a one seed, you don't have to play another one seed until the championship. We'll reseed it so that you get the worst team that's still around. I don't like that.
What are the fitness goals for 2026?
I've got not a lot, nothing that you guys would care about. I got.
Do you guys do New Year's resolutions? I haven't done one in.
I don't do resolutions. I will be I mean, as everyone knows, the last 2 weeks, like no work gets done really. But next week I'll do like some restructuring, some outlining, some 1 year look ahead on the podcast and what I want it to look like, and not really resolution stuff, just like realigning goal setting.
Because Ross has been on your podcast. I haven't had the invitation.
We're going to change that this off season. You're part of the plan.
All right.
And I might bring Ross back.
Are you do you set yourself like hard fitness goals, Tyler? Like at the end of the year, I want to be able to bench X, or I want to be able to run a mile in X, or do you
I want my body fat to be 9%.
He's 9. What are you at? Why would he want to go up to 9%?
What is your body fat?
Higher than you guys would think it is. Body fat. Yeah. I think those are really good things for most people. I'm so on the side of like the 3% fitness freak. We get it, dude. Shut up. No one cares about your workout. That I kind of this sounds so. You guys set me up. This is the only way to put this, and I'm sorry, everyone. I live in a constant state of pretty much where everybody else wants to be. So I'm there. Like body fat wise, I'm there. My diet, I'm locked in. I have been for years. I work out every day, sometimes more than once, too much. So for me, it's competitive. And that kind of goes by the CrossFit season, because CrossFit is what I'm into. And there's a leaderboard every year on that CrossFit sort of season. There's a worldwide open that you can compete in. It gets dwindled down. The top 10% gets to compete in a quarterfinals, and then eventually the CrossFit Games, which I'll never make it to. That's top of the top, like true professionals.
My friend Amanda, my girlfriend's best friend, competed at the
really
up in Wisconsin.
No, she was in
it was Albany this past year.
Okay.
Texas the year before that. So, but for a while there, it was in Wisconsin. Travis, that's fun that you know that. So my goals every year, sort of, I want to get higher on that leaderboard worldwide. There's a worldwide ranking of CrossFit, and I want to be higher.
Cool move.
Yeah. So, like I was 800th in the world last year. I want to be higher than that this year.
800th in the world. Where were you, Justin? And Justin's going full Matt Rule this morning as he's turned his hat around.
What are there 8 billion people in the world, right? Justin,
probably like 9 millionth.
Yeah, 9 millionth.
Yeah. I know. Why don't you guys ask me about my workout routine?
Because we don't care. We see Tyler's on X and Facebook all the time. We don't care about your workout routine.
300 steps is abysmal, by the way, Travis.
That's unreal.
Tell me about it, dude.
That's remarkable.
I have 300 steps already this morning.
Me too. Going
I made
to the
coffee
bathroom.
and eggs, and I came down to my office.
Yes, getting up out of bed, moving around, going to the bathroom, getting all the things I do, making coffee.
I have 254 steps right now.
You know what? No, I'm going
That's
to be
an
on
unbelievably bad day, Travis. I'm so disappointed.
I'm going to be on Trav's side here for a second.
No.
The dude asked to do a show, asked to get into his routine. We all said, no, take the day off. And he said, okay, I'll take the day off and I'm going to watch football and enjoy it.
That's
and
nearly taking the day off from going to the bathroom.
You almost didn't life.
Yeah, I didn't have living. Hey, you mentioned you have eggs. I got a new egg trick that I've been doing. I saw this on TikTok. So I take one egg, I put it in a dish, a small little round dish. I put one egg, a tablespoon and a half of mayonnaise, and then a dab of butter. And I whip it. The butter doesn't melt. Then you put it in the microwave for 1 minute, and it is the best little omelet I've ever had in my life.
I mayonnaise saw this, Travis. It's legit, huh?
It is totally legit, Tyler. It is. Just look it up on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram Reels. It's the mayonnaise egg thing, and it's the best egg I've ever had in my life. Best egg I've ever had.
That's something. Before I go, I want to congratulate Justin on 1 year of his podcast.
Yes. Thank you.
I saw as we were loading into the show, I saw your tweet from 4 hours ago, which is like 3 a.m, whatever.
Yeah, I was up late.
You were up late? That you hadn't gone to sleep yet?
No.
Brother, we got to talk. Maybe that should be your New Year's resolution. Sleep. How old are you?
I would love that. I'm 25, going on 15.
Yeah.
But he's not sleeping because he was going in 2026 going, how am I going to pay bills this year? How am I going to pay bills this year?
I hate how Trav nails it every time. I hate
So, well, we already earlier in the show, I heard the single dad talk out of Ross and how Travis picks up all of the bills in his Land Rover, and I see there's a theme here. There's a theme.
This is why Ross and I connect so well.
Yeah,
we're the same person.
Well, congratulations on the podcast.
Thank
I
you.
know there's the whole thing about like most podcasts average like 7 episodes and then people quit, and I understand how hard it is to keep things going. I've done a couple solo episodes just in the past couple weeks because everybody else is like, no, I don't want to do it. I'm like, okay, well, show goes on. So congratulations on that. And
thank you.
All the success to the Rush and
Clue,
Media
Trav
Row.
and I owe you enough favors. If you are ever in that position and want an idiot to bounce stuff off
call
of,
us.
don't hesitate to call. Okay.
All right.
When is the next episode coming out, by the way?
It is out this morning. We just recapped the bowl game. It was actually Drake and myself. Drake joined us once every show host. Now he just shows up when he wants to or when the other two are leaving me high and dry. So we're out today. We kind of recap the game, but more so some of the season as well, and talk about some of the bigger storylines as we head into the off season.
All right, buddy. Happy New Year. We appreciate it.
You guys as well.
See you. All right, Justin. The night before or the day of the Miami-Ohio State game, you go on your little podcast there and say, why is anybody paying attention to this game? There's no way in the world Miami competes with Ohio State. No way. This is the hard part of having opinions. I mean, this is the hard part. It's okay to have a take. It's okay to have an opinion. But when you owned it, but you do this every day, we're all going to look like fools at some time. It was just your turn.
And it won't be the last. Like, I will try to be better. It won't be the last.
I'll try to be better. I promise. It's so weird how we can be so confident in opinions that end up being so wrong. At what point in the game, Justin? Because, I mean, it seemed very early on, I was like, oh, Miami can keep up. Not only keep up, Miami was winning the battles.
They were controlling.
Yeah, right. Great way to put it. Right. So it was early on for you as well, where you were like, oh, shoot.
No, for me, it was probably around like the 8-minute mark, 6-minute mark in the third quarter. Ohio State, they've had track records of starting off slow.
Okay.
And fielding missing chip shot field goals is not a rarity, which is a different story. But the worst part was I was over at my best friend's Grady's house and just the whole game right there of like
chirping at you.
I saw this
Now, wait.
podcast.
Do you chirp at Grady?
I try not to, but yeah.
Okay. All right.
Did we have any mess ups today?
Nothing big. Ross saying that the Bulldogs are the most common name is true, but then also not giving the Panthers crap for being a top 5 most common name is kind of.
Okay. See, but I said the purple.
I think
the
purple
purple
just
to
hate
me.
Drake. I think
No, I don't hate Drake. I love Drake.
See
I love
how
Drake.
high pitched his voice got? I think that's
he did.
a line.
I'm leaving.
He went full Peter Brady
When
right there.
when I lie, I don't go up. What are you talking about? I don't do that.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We appreciate it. Happy New Year. We're back on Monday at 6 a.m. as everybody's going to get back to their normal routine. Enjoy the weekend, and thanks for listening to the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
What's going on, everybody? It's Bobby here at Willis Volvo Cars. Costco is back for the holidays, up to $2,000 off select vehicles. There's $3,000 in winter savings. There is so many great programs. There are such great lease incentives. You got to get down here and check it out. So check us out online at willisvolvocars.com or stop on down to the showroom. Great selection, great people. You'll be glad you did.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
'Tis the season to share great taste. Grab a refreshing Coca-Cola and make every moment a celebration. Locally made, nationally loved, Coca-Cola is the real deal when it comes to holiday cheer. Whether you're kicking back after the game or hosting the crew, nothing hits like that crisp, fizzy taste. Make this season yours. Grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola today.
Missing a quality, home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the champagne of bars.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Back to The Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's The Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.